What's up, guys? It's TJ Duckett here, and we are reviewing Transformers Prime, the Robots in Disguise Series Deluxe Class Soundwave. And I'm just going to go ahead and start off and say that this figure is fantastic. If you can buy him right now. Stop watching this review, call Target, check and see if they have the DPCI. Buy him now. But if you can't find him, we'll go ahead and give you a nice review here, and you can have him vicariously through me for a minute. Now, first off, we're going to go ahead and look at the all mode. I go ahead and from now on I'm displaying my planes and stuff like that on a stand, just so that they're not lying flat on the ground, easier to see the bottom and things like that. So anyways, we'll go ahead and take a look at this from all angles. Nice little spy plane here. Take a look at the front. Oops. Give me a second to adjust. And sorry about that. For whatever reason, it started falling off the stand. We'll go ahead and just pick up where we left off. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and finish rotating this. Definitely weren't too far off. Look at the side. Take a look at the back there. Like we started out with, and I think we were about right there. So overall, just a nice slick spy plane. And we'll go ahead and look at the bottom first. Even though the transformation, I'd say it's about moderate, you can see a lot of how he's laid out on the bottom of the toy itself. And looking at the top of the plane, it's another one of those situations where it's pretty much 0% bot mode kibble and stuff like that. One thing that is nice about the way that this character just plain works, I don't know how well you can see him, but if you look right here, this is actually Laserbeak. And he clips off. Let's go ahead and get him off. We're going to put the figure down and just focus on Laserbeak. His wings flip up. Make sure he's in camera. And there you go. There's Laserbeak. Now the cool thing is, if you want to go ahead and display him on top of the spy plane mode, you can. Absolutely. And there's that for you. But it's nice to have a completely hidden storage space, which also, is his chest and bot mode. But it just plain works to give him that whole zero accessory kibble. And alright, now we're going to go ahead and look at Soundwave's robot mode. He's very straightforward in terms of his aesthetic, very show accurate. I mean, he looks fantastic. If you notice, he does have the longer arms. And, not as leggy, but it's those really long arms and stuff like that that really gives him that imposing and show-accurate look. I mean, this guy is just bee's knees. So we'll start looking at articulation. Alright. As you can see, the torso does swivel. And to the other side. Alright. Okay. His head is ball jointed, so it does do the moving up and down, side to side, things like that. Now his shoulders, they do move up and down and in and out, but they're not on a ball joint, so they don't have a lot of that angular movement. And looking at his arms here, he does have the short bicep because his trademark is the really long forearms, but the bicep still does have that swivel, so that's awesome. And the forearms pretty much are what they are. I mean, most robots do have straight forearms, so that's straightforward. But because of his plane mode transformation, he does have an extra joint here. So I mean, if you do want to do some cheating, and maybe not give him as long of a look, you can. Alright. We'll go ahead and look at his legs. Raise them up some. Now, his legs do feature that swivel at the hip, that rotation, and the knees do move in and out here, so that's awesome. The only problem is, because of how he's made, the knees definitely don't go as far as most, so he doesn't have that full squatting ability. But I mean, it's not huge, and plus he's such a straightforward, stand straight up character anyways, that he's not really one you see in the show or anything like that squatted down or in those kneeling positions and things. He's more of that just straightforward robotic lieutenant. Now, one thing I wish he did have were the 5mm peg hook hands that it seems like this line, the RID line, has become a staple for. The reason he doesn't, though, is because he actually has 5mm peg holes in his wrist. And I'll show you why. We already went ahead and went over Laserbeak while he was in plane mode, because he uses the same storage for him on both ways. So we'll go ahead and take Laserbeak out. Oh, make sure Soundwave's not going to fall over. Doing the same transformation there, just flipping the wings up and out. Really simple. But we'll go ahead and attach it to one of the peg hooks. And there you go. Built-in cool pose for Laserbeak. So that's pretty awesome. Alright. And this is kind of a segue, but this is awesome. It's just something I wanted to go ahead and show here. RID, the Voyager Megatron, since he does also share the 5mm pegs for his own weapon storage and things like that on his forearms, you can go ahead and place Laserbeak in his forearm too. And even with this pose, it does mimic, you know, that popular, I don't know if it was IDW or Dreamwave that drew it, but very popular comic where Laserbeak is sitting on Megatron's forearm and things like that. So just an awesome, you know, pose and things like that, and that G1 throwback that you can throw in there yourself. So that was just something cool that I noticed and wanted to show you guys too. And final thoughts on Soundwave. I'm going to go ahead and give him, for a deluxe class figure, an 8.5 out of 10. Aesthetically, he is perfect, he is accurate, he's dead on. Laserbeak does its job, does it well. The storage is amazing. And yeah, just an overall good figure. The only thing that's really keeping him off is, you know, the lack of articulation. I feel like he could have benefited from maybe some 5mm peg hook hands, and the lack of, you know, true in and out in the knee joint. But that's about it. Aesthetically, he's perfect, just a little bit of limited articulation in the robot mode. Buy him now.